Okay, Ms. Mers, we have a lactation consultant here, and we're going to talk you through breastfeeding if you still would like to try that.
I want to try that still.
Okay, well, I brought in your baby if you don't mind holding your lovely baby. Okay?
Well, I want to hold my lovely baby.
So we do have lactation consultants available at the hospital whenever you might need them. Even when you leave here, they can get in touch with you. So some important things that you need to keep in mind. You should be wearing a clean and supportive bra. Whether or not you're breastfeeding, it is very important to keep your nipples clean and dry. And if you are, you may want to get some pads that you can use in your bra just in case you may have experienced letdown throughout the day. And you do change those as they become wet. When you wash your breasts, you want to avoid using soap on your nipples as it might dry them out. And then they become cracked and might hurt. Just use some water and rub gently. It is very important especially when you're breastfeeding, to make sure that you are getting enough fluids. It helps you stay hydrated and does help you with your production of milk. It will ensure that you're getting an adequate amount for your baby. You should eat a healthy diet. Make sure you get fruits, vegetables, getting protein, all those necessary things. So you might want to take multivitamin. Continue to take that as you were before.
I'll get him some fruit.
If your breasts do become engorged, that means they become hard and swollen and tender. You can relieve that pain.
Hey, I got some fruit.
Thank you.
And for the wall,
You can eat some fruit as part of your diet, like my PSA Charlie brought in for you. Thank you very much.
It's strawberry.
Yep. I will give this to Ms. Mers after her assessment. Thank you.
But you know what?
I have a very helpful PSA.
But you know what else is helpful?
Okay, so if your breasts do get swollen and engorged, you may just need to increase the frequency of the feeding or the pumping. If you are experiencing excessive milk production, you may have to express or pump in between feedings, and you can say that you can freeze the milk.
I'll give my big elbows
For a couple months, and you can also store it in your freezer or your refrigerator for use later on that day. I encourage that you save some maybe for the middle of the night. That way it's already prepared and you don't have to be as stressed out. So the breastfeeding assessment is called the latch assessment, and here we are looking at several things when you're trying to breastfeed your infant. So the L stands for latch. So when we put your infant,
What's
your birthday?
well, I guess we should probably
12 of 2020.
No, your birthday is 12/12 what? 14. Good enough.
So I guess the first thing we should do is find an appropriate hold.
What? It's 12 of 2020.
Okay. You need to stay out of the camera, okay? PSA. Thank you. Alright, so there are a couple of different positions that you can do when you are breastfeeding, and it just is a matter of what is comfortable for you. You can do the cross cuddle, or the cross cradle, which you hold your baby across.
I want to do the
your
cross
lap.
cradle.
You can hold your baby like a football.
I
if
want
you
to
are-
hold my baby like baseball.
Okay. Well, you're probably not the best to give advice. Thank you. If you are in bed, it may help to do a side laying position. So you can lay down on your side. and have the baby between your arm and cuddled up against the bed, or you could do the cuddle.
I want to do the cuddle.
It may just depend on the time of day, how tired you are, what's most comfortable for you and your baby. So it might take some time to find out what is the most appropriate for you. And as I said, it might just depend on the day and the time.
So I need to bring this up here.
Okay, thank you. All right, so now we'll get to the breastfeeding assessment. So L is for latch, and we're going to try to make sure that the baby is attempting to latch on to your nipple and put their tongue down and suck on the nipple. So it is rated from 0 to 2, the 0 being the infant is sleepy or not interested in breastfeeding. They do not try to latch or suck. If we score 1, our baby has repeatedly tried to latch or suck. Baby can hold the nipple in his mouth and try to suck, but may not be getting all that they need. So what we're looking for is to have the infant grasp the breast fully, tongue down, with their lips flanged, and rhythmic sucking. So they should have the full nipple in their mouth. Okay. The A of latch also stands for audible swallowing. So as your baby is feeding, you should be able to hear some sucking noises.
I'm just moving this. I'm looking at the nurse and yes. A.
So the A, again, is audible swallowing. You would score a 0, stop it.
To what?
You would score a 0 if there is no audible noise heard when the baby is sucking. You would score, or your infant would score a 1 if you do hear a few sucking noises. If you stimulate the baby, maybe pull down on his lip. And then a +2 would be spontaneous and intermittent. You can hear the swallowing as he's eating on his own. Quit standing in front of the camera.